If you like mower videos, today we're going to be fixing mowers. See you in a minute. Right, as you probably know, this is one I bought the other about a week ago, I think, and I've not done nothing to it. I've not been too well over the last 4 or 5 days, but I'm a little bit better today, and I've done that plating video yesterday. I hope you've seen that. If you've not, check it out in my playlist. And for those of you who haven't seen my YouTube channel, do have a look on my channel, Retrorestore, and also go down the playlist there. I've got everything categorised for lawnmower videos, car videos, motorbike videos, general vlogs and updates. I think there's some cooking videos on there as well. There's also some gardening videos, not that you'd probably be interested in that, but there's also other retro random stuff and equipment that I've fixed, and also some record players as well. Those are all things that I've done on this channel. We're concentrating on these lawnmowers at the moment, and a few vehicles, but this is going to be a lawnmower video. We're going to be repairing these. I bought this one the other day, and there's a few little things needed doing to it. If you remember rightly, in my last lawnmower video, I put a new cable on this, drive cable, and I'm just going to give it a quick run through now, just to make sure everything's alright. I'm going to take the carb off, I'm going to change the oil, I'm going to clean the air filter, and maybe just check the plug. And I've already sharpened the blade on this, so I'm going to be okay with that. So let's make a start, and we'll start stripping it down. Right, well, I've stripped as much down as I've really wanted to. Now, a lot of you might have said, why did I bother taking the top cover off this one here? Because you don't really see this, because you've got that on top of it. Well, the reason why is that if I'm doing a check on the mower, I want to take that off, because underneath here, loads of congestion can happen with old grass and all stuff like that. And that can possibly overheat the mower. And it can also stop the governor vane from operating as well if it's congested under here. So you might as well take it off, and this one is showing signs of that. Let me show you. So as you can see in there, you've got all the grass, and all around here, as you can see, look, thick with actual crud in there, all in there. That's all got to be cleaned out. And also, although the springs are okay and they're in the right locations and everything is running freely, there's a good chance that things could get caught up in here. And it's not unusual to have big wads of grass stuck in here, so that's the reason why I've actually taken it off. Plus it gives you an opportunity to inspect other things, like this micro switch at the back there. As you can see, that's absolutely filthy, so I'm going to be cleaning all that off. And I use a sort of a fluid, maybe white spirit or something, or anything to cut through grease and grime to break that all down. And not only that, you can just start having a look and seeing if there's any other possible problems, like a blowing head gasket, for example, or a leaking exhaust gasket and stuff like that. So always a good idea to do that. And as I say, I'm just going to clean this down. As you probably see there, I've actually plugged the inlets and the oil filler cap there, because the oil filler cap on this style of mower comes off on the actual casing. So don't let anything go inside the engine, even though we're going to be changing new oils. You don't want extra foreign bodies in there. And I will actually put a little plug in that as well. That's the breather tube there. So I'm going to do that now, give this a clean off, and then I'll come back to you in a second. Right, okay then, I've given that a good clean down, and also taken the carb off. As you can see, that's had the same treatment. And as I said to you, you can see the total difference in this now. Oh, I've missed a bit. Missed round the side there, look. This was really clogged up with crap. And again, it's not nice working on dirty stuff. So as you can see there, that is lovely and clean to work on now. And not only that, we're going to be taking these screws out and opening up this sensitive piece of equipment called a carburetor. So we don't want to get any of this outside external crap inside there, so getting out of the way first of all. Best way of doing that is with an air hose and air line, which is what I've done after I've agitated it with some old stale petrol. Basically, you can use white spirit, which is what I normally use, and now I can safely work on it. Now all my work, what I'm doing here to this lawnmower, to service this lawnmower, to get it up and for sale, and any repairs which I'm going to do to it, you only need a basic toolkit. I've mentioned this before. Let me show you what I've actually got here. Now again, yeah, I've had so many people asking me how many tools do you need, what speciality tools do you need. Well, you can go on and on. I've got a basic small socket set here. This socket set goes up to 13mm, which is the maximum socket I've got in here. Unfortunately, there is a couple of nuts on here that require 14mm, and they're probably the ones that take the blade on underneath, hold the blade on, and maybe the cover that holds the blade on as well. Not the blade, the belt, if you've got a belt drive one. So there is a selection of Allen keys in here as well, and star bolts. So I've got a selection of them that come with this kit, and a couple of different screwdriver blades. Although I have got a few basic screwdrivers. There's a flathead there, there's a Phillips or Posi or crosshead, a little terminal screwdriver sometimes you need to poke stuff out with, and also a pair of pliers will help as well. So that's the basic kit which I've got out here, and I like to keep things nice and organised at the end of the day, because it's a lot better working in this sort of environment than having things laying all over the floor. And basically this is it. This is all I really need to get this lawnmower serviced. And I've had quite a few people, especially on Facebook, actually send me private messages asking me, I want to start repairing lawnmowers, and what's the best lawnmower to actually start on. Well, you've got to watch the videos. It takes hours and hours for me to reply to comments, for example, on YouTube and on Facebook. And don't forget, this isn't the only channel where I answer comments. I've got my other t-shirt channel where we teach t-shirt printing and mug printing and stuff like that, and I'll get loads of questions on there. Now if you look at my comment sections from all the different videos I upload, I now answer 1,000 comments plus a week, and it's getting harder and harder, I will say that. But when people are actually coming and asking me questions for, I've got a lawnmower with a problem, what can I do to help, or can I help them? Well, I can't obviously gauge what lawnmower you got, what information, what possibly, you've got to physically be there and do it. And that's why I film my videos in such a way where I'm showing you every step of the way with the engines that I work on, and the ones definitely for a beginner to work on. Get these Briggs & Stratton classic engines. Don't worry about the actual mower, because they fit this engine to many different types of mower. This type of engine, as you know, is now fitted to a Mountfield lawnmower. It's fitted to a Sovereign, it's fitted to certain haters, it's fitted to Murray lawnmowers, that's I think the American equivalent of a hater. It's fitted to Champion lawnmower. There's many different lawnmowers, but they've all got the same engine. And as most of your work is going to be servicing the engine and the carb setup, that's why I suggest going for that one. Someone's actually brought a lawnmower which is a Mountfield, but it's got the different type of engine on, and those engines are very troublesome to work on. Definitely for a beginner. It's okay for me because I've got certain tools to clean carburetors, for example, which is the biggest problem with any of them other type of either Chinese copy lawnmowers or the Tecumseh engine ones, for example, or even the Superstore own brand Chinese copy engines, for example. After a season, if you've got stale petrol in them, they can cause hell jobs to clean out them carbs. Whereas these carbs, as you know, which we've mentioned on many of occasions, are so simple and straightforward, and they're plastic. There's no adjustments on them whatsoever, and the jets are easy to clean out because there's only one real big main jet that you can gain access to, and carb cleaner and an airline will 9 times out of 10 sort out any problem you get with these carbs. And also the diaphragm and gasket, as you know, which is what I'm going to be changing on this lawnmower. So I'm just taking that off now. So basically, if you've got a problem lawnmower, it's not really any good for you to send me information saying that you've got a faulty lawnmower, can I help you? I help you in my videos, that's how I do it. And I try to reply to all the comments, but I mean, on a one-to-one personal level, just go through my videos. That's what I specialise in, that's what you want to do, because there's so many people who have taken my videos and moved on and actually created very good incomes and part-time incomes through doing this sort of thing, and they've taken the initiative. But some of you out there haven't quite got that, and as a result of that, you're giving me more hassle with regards to trying to sort out individual problems when I've already answered the questions in my videos. Anyway, I won't bore you with that. I'm just going to have a look at this. Everything looks clean here. The little filter underneath, which sucks up the petrol, is nice and clean. The other filter's clean, and it's got the gauze on it still. Underneath there, you can blow these out. This isn't showing any real symptoms of that, but I will blow this out anyway. So let's put that to the side. This has still got the fuel in the tank. I will drain it out and then re-put it back in again. I'm going to be using this fuel in here, so I'm quite happy with that at the moment. So I'm just going to change the gasket and diaphragm on this, put this back together. You haven't got to see that, you've seen it in enough of my other videos, and if you don't know how to do it, do check my other videos, lawnmower videos, out in the lawnmower playlist, and I'll see you in a second. So I'll be back in a minute. gasket and diaphragm's been changed. Everything's been cleaned under the carburetor and under the covers. The oil's been changed. Now I know it's running all right, but I just want to check the plug anyway. So I'm just going to whip it out. Probably don't need to change it. It's a little bit black, so we'll give that a wire brush, but I will use it again. There's no reason why not. It's not as if this thing had any problem starting at all. It was starting first time, so the black's obviously come through the oil that's been burning off with it being tipped up the wrong way. So basically just a little clean up is all it really needs. What is it? It's an NGK plug, so they're good plugs anyway. Do make sure that these covers here are free from rust as well, because that could cause intermittent cutting out as well. And if in doubt, just give it a little bit of a wire brush inside. Or what I've found is a round file can actually fit in there quite nicely as well, so you could do that. And maybe once you've done that, just give it a slight pinch together with a pair of pliers, just to ensure you get a good connection. There we go, a nice little click on there, so I'm happy with that now. So looking around it, if it's all been dusted off, I've got to just give it one final wipe over. I like to do that with some WD-40 or some light oil, and it just gives it a nice little sheen. And everything's looking okay. That was rattling first of all. I've now tightened that down. What I want to find as well is I want to get a clip. I don't like to reach right away from up there to try and pull it. There's normally a clip that comes on the end and the cable sits in that clip, so this one didn't have it on. I will get one of them off of one of the other mowers. As you know, we've got a new drive cable in, so I'm just going to cable tie that again down the handle just to finish it off like that. That one there is on this side. I'm happy with that. And I've just got to tighten up these Allen keys there. As you can see, these are quite a common thing on these. They do tend to loosen off, and I'm just going to knit them up now. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll just have one more look underneath and check the blade. Right, so there you go. That's this one ready for the market. Now I know you've seen quite a lot of that on time lapse, but in reality, if you're picking the right mowers, this is all you need to do. Right, so I'm just going to put the old petrol back in, and as you can probably see, it's got a few bits floating about in the bottom of it, but I've got this paint strainer here, so I'm just going to put that in there to catch all the rubbish. I know the petrol's good, as I say, because I put it in, or put most of it in myself. We don't want that. And as you can probably see there, look, that's all laying at the bottom of the tank there, or that was laying in the bottom of the fuel tank, and also in the filter there as well. So it's worth doing. And I now know that we've got a clean tank with clean fuel in it, and that shouldn't present us with any more problems. So there you go. I'm just going to put it on the floor, and let's have a look around it before we start it up. Right, so while I've been working out in the sun, he's been working in here in the nice and cool, and he's got the fan on as well. And this is that red lawnmower, isn't it? What we painted. Remember the red Sovereign? So he's actually done a bit of work on the engine. As you can see, it looks a whole lot better. As you can see, little things like painting the cases makes all the difference, and even going around and actually painting the engine as well. This thing was totally grubby, and it now looks like it's a very good clean mower. And he's even gone to the extent of taking the muffler off as well, painting that with heat resistant paint, and when you put the guard back on it from a distance, it looks absolutely lovely. So that's what he's done there. And this engine, as you can probably see, is going to be going on this deck, so it's going to look absolutely fantastic, top dollar. And look at my zinc plating set up there. That's going to be for the trotter mower. I'm going to do some parts for that. Things like the wheel brackets and stuff like that can all come off. You see, these are all rusted. These are your ones, aren't they?
Yeah, the old ones.
So all these are going to get the zinc plating treatment when I eventually put this one back together. And that's the reason why I was waiting, and this one hasn't done any work on this one yet, because I was waiting for my plating set up. So that's now here, and you know we're carrying on with that. And again, sitting on the worktop here is a minimal amount of tools here. What are these, all that you've used?
That's all I've had out, yeah.
So literally to do the work he's doing on this, which is getting it ready for sale out of an old mower which he just bought, basic toolkit, a little socket set, screwdrivers, pair of pliers, maybe some Allen key bolts and stuff like that, Allen key wrenches or whatever, and some cleaning materials. So again, common sense stuff, simple to do with these Briggs & Stratton 35 classic engines. Sometimes you'll see them with the word classic written on them, sometimes they got the word sprint written on them, sometimes you don't see that and there's no writing on them. And if we come and have a look over here up on the wall, as you can see there's a variety of different mowers, all the same type of lawnmower with our carb, with this type of carb, that's what you're looking for, the push to prime carb and fuel tank attachment. And as you can see, that the whole variety of different names which they call these different mowers. Some of them, as you can see up there, like that one there, hasn't got any label on it whatsoever, but you normally find they've got a plastic shroud going over the top of them. So even down to this one over here, which is a Murray, and that even had the Briggs & Stratton engine in it as well. So a Murray's predominantly like in America and Canada, I think you'll find. A Murray is our hater over here. So there you go. That's the range of lawnmowers, just as a little snippet of what's available with this type of carb. So basically it's just this type of carb you're looking for, and maybe that type of recoil cover. Right, okay, here we go. This is the finished lawnmower now, and I know that it's fully been serviced. It's had a blade sharpened, it's had the carburetor and diaphragm sorted out. Probably didn't need that, but I thought I'd do that just as a matter of precaution. And it's had a very good clean up, and we've also changed the oil as well. I've tightened down that cover, which was all rattly, and also, as you can see now, the pull cord, I've located one of those pull cord holders that goes on the folding handle, and I've included that in it as well. It's just a lot better than bending over. It just finishes this lawnmower off, because this is a nice lawnmower. So the thing we've got to do now is take some pictures, and hopefully that will make the difference between our lawnmower and someone else's generic pictures. Until I do that, let's just give it one start up to see if it starts up all right and runs all right. See, so much better than bending over. Well, there you go. Just got to burn a little bit of oil off the exhaust, as you know, because it was tipped up the wrong way. I'll do that off camera, you ain't got to see that. And yeah, there you go. So just make yours a little bit better than the other people. Some people say, oh, there might be other people doing it in my area. It doesn't really matter about that, because there's quite a few people doing it around here. And a lot of people, oh, wasp, especially where I live, they do it and they line them up outside the front of their house. And we drove some past the other day, me and Sharon, and they looked absolutely terrible and ropey. Not a lot of people go to the extent of cleaning them up the way that we do, but again, we've never had any problem with other competition. Every lawnmower we've got rid of one way or another. And today, this is all the tools that I've used. A little socket set, a couple of screwdrivers, pair of pliers, some Allen keys, wire brush, a little bit of choke and carb cleaner, a little bit of lubrication spray. There we are, just put the engine in and doing up the 3 bolts underneath. As you can see, looks a whole lot tidier now. He's just got to finish it off. He's got things like the guard to put on, and also the freshly painted cover, which, as you can probably see there, when that goes on there, it's going to look absolutely lovely. Right, we'll leave him to it then, and we'll go and finish off our lawnmower, get some pictures of it. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this little video, and see you again in the next video, and until then, bye for now.